This presentation has been carefully put together to help support Trinity Year 11 construction students in their upcoming PPEs, which they will sit in the week commencing November 9th. It will also be used for those students in their real construction exams, which they will sit in the summer of 2021. The Level 1-2 construction course here at Trinity has two externally assessed units. Unit 1, Safety and Security in Construction, has a 60-minute examination and is marked out of a total of 60 marks. Unit 3, Planning Construction Projects, has a 120-minute examination, also with a total of 60 marks. Unit 1, Safety and Security in Construction. This unit is assessed over 4 learning outcomes. Learning Outcome 1 requires students to know health and safety legal requirements for working in the construction industry. Learning Outcome 2 requires students to understand the risks to health and safety in different situations. Learning Outcome 3 requires students to understand how to minimise these risks to health and safety. And Learning Outcome 4 requires students to know how risks to security are minimised in construction. The learning outcomes in this exam do not all have equal weighting. As an example, Learning Outcomes 1 and 2 will be assessed over 12 to 18 marks in the exam. This will make up approximately 20 to 30% of the total marks, whereas Learning Outcome 3, which focuses on risks and control measures, carries the most weighting and will make up 18 to 24 marks on the exam, covering approximately 30 to 40% of the total paper. The grading for this unit ranges from a Level 1 pass through to a Level 2 distinction. This shows the overall assessment grid for Unit 1. It shows that Unit 1 is assessed over 4 learning outcomes with 11 separate assessment criteria. These cover all aspects of health and safety and security in the construction industry and shows what we have been focused on in class. Unit 3, Planning Construction Projects. This unit is assessed over 3 learning outcomes. Student must know different job roles involved in realising construction and built environment projects. Students must be able to understand how built environment development projects are realised. And students must also be able to plan built environment development projects. The learning outcomes again in this examination do not all have equal weighting. Learning Outcome 3, which focuses on sequencing, processing and being able to plan projects accurately, carries the most weighting and will make up 20 to 26 marks of the examination. This covers 33 to 43% of the actual paper. As with Unit 1, the grading for this paper ranges from Level 1 pass through to a Level 2 distinction. This is the overall assessment grid for Unit 3. It shows that Unit 3 is assessed over 3 learning outcomes with 10 separate assessment criteria. These cover all aspects of planning construction projects, from roles and responsibilities of key workers to calculating resources required through to planning sequencing works. One thing both construction exam papers will have in common is the real life scenario or theme which will run throughout the papers. The initial question will introduce a construction company, and all questions therefore will link back to this company and the roles and responsibilities associated around it. Students will need to have the mindset of being an employee. At the start, they must focus on them being part of that construction company and carry it out throughout the whole paper. The most important thing to remember for both exams is to be prepared, be confident in what you write, be clear and justify and explain your answers clearly.